What's going on, guys? It's Vontae here from the AntiSocial Experiment, and in this video I want to give you guys my must-have top 5 cards that you should not be playing this game you don't have. So this is my opinion though. I play a little bit differently than everybody else, but in the background I want to show you guys the loot crate opening. I'm not sure if you saw this one yet. This is the last day to get your Shadow's Eve shit, so make sure you get online. I know everyone's probably at work right now, but make sure you can play, spend the money if you have to get that bundle. This is the last day, and when Shadow's Eve is gone, everyone always wants it to be back, so don't take it for granted. When these skins are gone, when these bundles are gone, it's gone for a whole another year. So anyway, let's get to the video. So the first card here is one of the tribe. Super underused card for some unknown reason. The stats on it are great. 22 power and 420 health is stupid. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't really understand why it's so good, but it is. And if you're around other people, it just gets stronger. So if you have a team with more than one person running this, it just gets really ridiculous. Next thing we got is my personal, I think probably favorite card in the game, Arcane Dancer. It is a full moon whenever I see someone actually using this card besides myself. It reduces 85% of the ability damage you take, which is a lot. So if someone like Morgish is on you, you can easily put her away. If the Fae is trying to do her combo, you will easily stop it. Or if a Steel decides he wants to start stunning you, you can easily mitigate all the damage. I cannot stress just how good this card is. If they've got more than one caster or a mage on their team or a countess, you can easily deal with these characters. I like to run it on my Wukong. It's really, really good. I understand it's not, full damage and things like that, but sometimes, countering other heroes is a really smart way to go, especially against people like Shinbi. This card is just too good. I just can't stress that enough. And next we have Lamplighter. While it may seem unnecessary to put on this list, you have no idea. It seems like this is like the Mewtwo of the Paragon world. You never see this card, and when you do, it's always on the enemy's team. It forces you to run order, it forces you to kind of run that affinity, but I think it's worth it. Order is not bad, and you get wards, man. That's just, especially with Fang Tooth coming out soon, you need wards. And I think it's kind of crippling the game a little bit because the wards are so necessary. You really need them, and then thinking that only your support should have them is foolish. And it sucks that the only way to get the wards is to run order, though. I will say that, but it's still worth it. Order is not bad, at least from what I can see. It's still not a bad affinity, so definitely get Lamplighter. Next up, we got Vampiric Blade. This card here, I look at this card a little bit differently than I think most people. It's really the only way to get a reliable source of lifesteal. This, and if you put the gem on, which I don't agree with by any means. I like the old lifesteal system from pre V42, I guess we can call it. But if you have a hero that struggles with survivability and you just don't want to run maybe growth or certain tank cards, this is a good option because you get that boost of 170, I think, and then it's just with that you should be able to sustain in a team fight longer and in a one-on-one longer. So it really fulfills the role that you would be going for by building really tanky or building something like Vital Waters and I don't know, Growth Totem or something like that. So it's definitely worth it. It's definitely a card that is a staple any single time I go with the Death Affinity. And lastly, we have Trapper. Trapper. This card probably gives me the biggest headache since I play melee heroes. For the most part, I just play Wukong. Occasionally I'll switch it up. This card just gives you a headache because if people like Twin Blast or Murdoch or just certain people get this card on, they are so hard to stop. They're so hard to catch up to. They're so difficult to deal with. It's almost not fair. And I feel like it should be less of an effect if it's a range ability. It's just how it feels. You can't pretend as though ranged heroes don't have an advantage. If you ever played the offlane, then you're well aware of this. They can attack you when you can't attack them. With this being said, things like this need to have less effect on them. What I don't understand is how Trapper works the same on every kind of hero, but the new black buff will have a lesser effect on a ranged hero. These two things, these two mindsets and philosophies just don't add up. you clearly don't want range people to have the same stopping power as a melee hero, yet it's okay with this card, but it's not okay with the buff. Doesn't make any sense to me. You know, if someone please explain it to me, but you know, that's all I got for Trapper. It doesn't make any sense. It's a great card, but it shouldn't be the same on melee and range. Now, I did have some other cards that I could have put in the top 5, but I didn't, you know, just for simple reasons that I feel like they're going to be changed pretty soon. Possessed Friken is used in like every fucking game. Every game has a Possessed Friken, and because it's good. Good card. Like for the first 20 minutes of the game, if you have this card not doing, you'll probably win the one-on-one. So that being said, I think it's going to be adjusted again. I think they're trying not to change the health regen, but I think it's going to get knocked down. I think it's just inevitable. It's just what's going to happen. I like the card, but it limits the build. And I also have Growth Totem here. I like this card as well, but I think that they're still trying to find a good balance for it. So I didn't want to include this in there because it could easily change in like 2 weeks. But it's a good card, you know. I just think that if you're not doing well in the match, and you know, somebody, maybe you're off lane or speeding a bit, or your support just keeps dying, I don't think you want to go for something like this, because you need to kind of make plays happen right then and there. You don't really have time to wait 15-20 minutes to come online. So I don't think that it's viable in every situation. I think it just kind of helps you if you're already doing well. But that's it for this one, guys. My name is Vontae from the AntiSocial Experiment, and I will catch you guys in the next video.